Quito, Ecuador stands out as one of the most visually stunning cities on the planet. Every direction offers a breathtaking view, each angle inviting further exploration and curiosity. This collection of experiences was challenging to curate due to the sheer abundance of sights and activities in this city of panoramas and rich colonial history. Join me as we explore the streets of Quito, both historic and off the beaten path. We'll ascend into the mountains, visit historic indigenous towns, enjoy the vibrant salsa and bachata nightlife, tour numerous museums and churches, and wander through some of Latin America's most beautiful parks. If you enjoy this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I met up with Cass, Marie-Ève, and Jonas at their hostel near the city center. The Rooftop Patio Cafe offered yet another stunning panorama of Quito. From this vantage point, the complexity of human civilization spread out before us, an intricate tapestry of urban life nestled in the Andean landscape. Once everyone was ready, I ordered an Uber for our first adventure of the day. The journey was long and winding, with 5 of us crammed into one car. We weaved through Quito's unformulaic streets, navigating tunnels, highways, and less traveled neighborhoods. At one point, the taxi struggled to carry all 5 of us up the city's steep hillside inclines. We had to get out and walk, meeting the taxi at an easier point further up. You have to imagine that each generation of Quito would continue expanding the city onto the hills, into the hills, around the hills, and every which way. I couldn't imagine navigating these winding, snaking, curving, climbing, and descending roads without Google Maps. Even the taxi driver got confused at one point by the convoluted directions. Despite the challenges, our efforts were rewarded when we reached the top of El Panecillo, the little bread loaf hill. Before the Spanish arrival, the indigenous people knew this hill as Shungoloma, meaning Hill of the Heart. It played a central role in their worship and ceremonies. In 1976, a giant statue of the Virgin Mary with wings was erected at the summit, representing the Virgin of the Apocalypse from the Book of Revelations. This addition likely reflects Quito's long history of devastating earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Interestingly, our initial plan was to walk up the hill for exercise. However, over the past 2 days, locals repeatedly warned us about the dangers of walking up and the high risk of robberies, a concern that persists to this day.
1, 2, 3, cheese, cheese, Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary.
All right, so welcome to the top of the Virgen Maria. Apparently, it was completed in 1950, but there was renovations up until 2009. Thus far, Quito, pretty tranquil city. The only thing that most people from here say is that you have to be careful all the time. Unfortunately, even going up here to the Virgin Maria requires that you take a taxi, so there's no way of climbing up here, otherwise you risk getting robbed. And this is not just from one source or two, this is literally from everyone that lives here. They say take a taxi, so safety is a concern here in Quito. But nonetheless, once you do get up here, towering over me is the Virgin Maria. So, and behind is the full city of northern Quito. So over there would have been the center, which is with the basilica and all of the historical monuments that we visited yesterday in the walking tour. Now, of course, there's several things that I'd like to see once more at my own pace and perhaps go a little bit slower to check out maybe more of the churches, more of the architecture there, more of the food. But nonetheless, that's going to be coming very shortly. And on the other side of this monument of the Virgin Maria is going to be the southern part of the city. Now, the southern part of the city apparently is the most dangerous section of Quito, so no one recommends going there. But nonetheless, the northern part of it, or the central actually, which is behind me, is the standard area for most tourism. And then the northern part is when you start heading towards the mitad del mundo, so the center of the world. So if we go all the way to the north, all the way to the north of Quito, then you enter the middle of the world, or at least the monuments to it. And just a few meters from there is the actual 000 mark. After our visit to El Panecillo, Cass, our friend from the Netherlands in the red shirt, had to leave.
Jonas and Marie-Ève and I took an Uber back to the historic center. We briefly sat around Plaza San Francisco, watching locals stream by, before remembering the cable car that ascends into the mountains. Without much deliberation, I spontaneously ordered another Uber to take us to the cable car station. Once again, we rode through the bustling streets of historic Quito. I love capturing these drive-by scenes on video. Each destination reveals its own microcosm of details, organically grown over generations. For some reason, our driver didn't take us all the way to the entrance, and we were momentarily lost. Thankfully, a local taxi van driver, exemplifying Ecuadorian hospitality, carried us the rest of the way.
Where are we going?
Teleférico.
We have a sleepyhead over here. What's at the top?
Nice view.
Our hopes and dreams.
Our hopes and dreams. Meaning of life.
Need to have it. The what? Things to have it.
We paid the fee and boarded the cable car, eager for more breathtaking Quito panoramas. As we ascended, we sat in awed silence, absorbing the bird's eye view. Buildings that were at arm's length just minutes ago now appeared as tiny specks in a vast urban grid.
Hey guys, what are we doing?
We're on the way to the top of water.
The Teleférico.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, Habibi!
After what felt like an eternity, we reached the top of Pichincha mountain. The name Pichincha likely derives from Quechua words meaning resting place or the seat of the gods. It could also mean steaming or boiling, reflecting the mountain's volcanic nature. The most recent eruption in 1999 blanketed the entire city in volcanic ash. Pichincha holds historical significance too. In 1822, the Battle of Pichincha took place here between independence forces led by Antonio José de Sucre and the Royal Spanish forces, leading to Quito's liberation from Spanish imperial rule.
All right, welcome to La Montaña Ruco Pichincha, the mountain of Ruco Pichincha. Behind me is actually a really beautiful view. You can actually see the clouds touching the actual mountain itself. And for the full view, let's go ahead and go over here. So below us is the city of Quito. Amazing, right? But we're gonna go up a little bit further now to the swing. There's a swing up here. Let's go there.
Marie-Ève wanted a salsa dancing lesson, so, for a brief moment in the universe, and a brief moment in time, the great volcano Pichincha became our dance floor.
All right, so how do we get here? Simply, we took a Teleférico, a cable car, from over there all the way from the bottom. Apparently it was about 18 minutes, $8.50 US. It took about 18 minutes once more, and very beautiful view. The initial part of it, the first 50% of it, not the most amazing because there's trees around it, but then as you get even further up, you get to see all of Quito. Now up here, it's a little bit cold, it's a little bit chilly, so make sure you bring yourself really warm clothes because it is kind of nippy. And if you know a little bit of salsa, great place to do a little bit of salsa dancing. Just like this video I'm going to show you. There's also a swing up there, fantastic swing to have a good time, get a couple cool selfies. And below us is Quito. So Quito thus far has been a little bit cold. My apartment apparently doesn't have central heating to it, so it is a little bit chilly in my apartment, but nonetheless, in the daytimes before 12, it can get kind of warm with the sun, but if there's no sun, if it's cloudy, it is kind of cold.
If you make it to the top of Pichincha, I highly recommend renting a horse and grabbing a poncho. After all, how often do you get the chance to ride a horse near the summit of an active volcano in Latin America? Plus, it's quite cold up there.
So, just decided to ride some horses very spontaneously. Right now I'm riding on Piolín.
One, two, three. Ecuador!
This is Piolín. Este es Piolín.
We have so.
Es un chico. What's the name of your horse?
And then nobody told me. It's really sad. I call her Sissy. Sissy's beautiful.
Sissy.
Sissy.
We enjoyed the delightful 1-hour stroll through the Pichincha highlands, taking countless group selfies. Finally, we bid farewell to this extraordinary panoramic view and began our descent. The following day, Jonas had a flight to Brazil. However, Marie-Ève and I planned to meet again for an adventure to Otavalo, an ancient indigenous town about 1.5 hours outside of Quito. Little did we know the cultural richness that awaited us in this highland market town. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in chapter 3 of this adventure. Leonidas here, and salud.